When you've been evolving in love. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to share this with you because I feel like if you're here, you're definitely on a path of spiritual growth and you've been working on yourself. You're into spirituality. I know I have beautiful divine feminines here. I have divine masculines, just people who have been growing in beautiful ways. And I wanted to create this for you just as validation, confirmation for you. How you know you've been evolving in love and why this is so beautiful. I'm going to give you 4 things that have shifted in my life and ways that you might be able to resonate with. Evolving in love, you've been growing, you've been changing. Maybe your standards have raised. Maybe you've created a new self identity. Maybe you've just discovered who you really are and you're in touch with that. You're in tune with that. We're growing up, we're changing. And this is a beautiful thing. We just ended the year of the snake. That means shedding, that means changing. This is a collective thing where we are remembering our worth and we are shedding what no longer serves and we're stepping into the next version of ourselves in this beautiful journey of life. And a huge component of life, probably the most beautiful part of life, love and relationships. Here are some signs that you're evolving in love. One way you know that you've been evolving in love is that you examine your self identity. So I want you to think about how do you view yourself? But you got to be so honest. So it's not just about how we grew up and that negative programming that may have happened to you. It's also our environment, but it's also just this world. So it's spiritual. That's why I tell you, everyone's wounded. It's not that, oh, some people had a white picket fence and a perfect life. It just doesn't exist. I want you to erase that idea from your mind because it's an illusion. People who you think had it better than you, they didn't. They just had different things to overcome. You're on a spiritual path. And so it's not about other people, it's about you. And I want you to release any negative thoughts that you are carrying about yourself. So, for example, not thinking highly of yourself. That's the simplest way to say it. But if you want to get deeper, your self worth. What do you feel that you're worth? I want you to think highly of yourself, the best of the best. This is what you deserve. And see, the world might call you arrogant, selfish, or conceited, stuck up, or she thinks she's too good, or your standards are too high. Just lower them. Just accept breadcrumbs. Just accept whatever is given to you. Like you should just be happy for a little bit. And it's a deep subconscious program that so many people are running on. They have these ideas, and because the world constantly teaches you that, it wants to minimize your sense of self. The world doesn't want you to know your power, how you're divine. The divine's within you. We were taught that God's outside of us. That God's sitting on a throne up in the sky criticizing your every move. You better do it right or you're going to go burn for eternity. And that is a lie. The truth is that the divine is not just on the outside, but is within you. Having this experience, let your heart and soul be the guide of your life. And when you recognize this, you can start to erase the lies. And so, how you know you've been evolving in love, you've taken some time to do some inner work and you let go of the ideas that you're not good enough. You let go of the ideas that you're not worth the best of the best. And we're all so different. So, what does that mean to you? Well, your heart's going to speak to you. What do you truly want? What do you truly desire? Because you can have it. There's a reason that you want it. So you want to honor your heart and your soul and know it's possible, because sometimes we're like, I want this type of relationship. The first part of like manifesting is daring to dream. I want you to know that it's possible. You're not asking for too much. You're recognizing what your heart truly wants. And it's not about perfection, but be careful. Like, we have these terms, that's unrealistic. Like, no, it's not. Dream big. and know that you're worth having it, whatever it is for you. But go deep, right? Because it's not about like superficial things. Oh, I want a guy who's this height or whatever. Maybe you do, but it's more so about like their character, right? What kind of, when you've been evolving in love, you start to look deeper beyond the surface. The surface matters, but what else? Why do you want those things? Did that really come from you, or are you just getting those ideas from the world? It's really cool too, because you start to empower yourself. You realize like, oh, I see myself like this. There's so many stereotypes in the world. So you might have this limited idea of who you are and what's possible for you, even when it comes to love and relationships. I guarantee you, the majority of people who haven't had this type of awakening yet, they're just simply replaying their childhood. They're on autopilot. They haven't they're not conscious aware of the fact that of that yet. So it's cool when you see, you have to detach from that. Okay, your parents had this experience, you saw this, you believe these things about yourself or about love or relationships, but that's not who you are. You're the soul who's recognizing these things. You can create your life the way you want. What's healthiest for you? What's best for you? What's most beneficial to your soul? That's why it's going to nourish you, right? But so yeah, so signs you've been evolving in love, some things that have changed in my life, and one way you can grow and allow yourself to grow. How are you going to choose what's best for you? When you actually love yourself, you respect yourself, you start to value yourself. And how do you do this? You release the negative ideas that were placed in your mind on purpose. Don't look at what anyone else is doing, focus on yourself. And you're going to elevate. And beautiful signs that you've been evolving in love when you've detached from the world and you go within. One thing is, and we're healing in this space, you know, I love speaking especially to just people who in a sense look like me or grew up in a similar way, because there's still a lot of trauma, generational trauma, ancestral trauma, but we're able to overcome it. Okay, so mutual love would be the first thing. Mutual. Know your worth. You don't have to beg anybody. You don't have to wait around. You don't have to chase anybody, convince anybody. You don't have to like have just a little bit of love and that's good enough for you. No. And where did this come from? Well, like I've shared with you guys in other videos, I mean, we're in a matrix system. So a lot of our parents couldn't physically be there with us. So we only got a little bit of their attention. We only got maybe you were part of a big family. So the attention you did get, you were one of many kids, or there's like countless reasons why. That's why just like go within your heart. But I wanted to remind you that the relationships in your life, they should be mutual effort, never one-sided. You give, they give. Like give and receive. You show up, they show up. It shouldn't just always be on you. Mutual love, so important. Mutual respect, mutual care, mutual interest. Relationships are cool because they're a deep mirror into our own selves. Your relationships are going to reveal so much about what's going on inside of you. And a big part of evolving, think of shedding. The year of the snake is releasing things that don't serve you. And it can be hard to do. You know, like you think about a pattern. A program is something that's just been running and running and running. If you've had a certain idea of what love is or who you are for a long time, then it can be hard to break that pattern. It takes effort, but you can do it. You can do it, and just be gentle with yourself, patient with yourself, but repeat it. There has to be repetition. Know your worth, mutual love, reciprocity, and you're just so amazing. So let somebody fall in love with you completely. You're worth being loved fully, how you are right now in this moment. There's somebody who would love to love you, but you guys have to be patient with each other, because we're all wounded. So it's kind of like you're inching towards each other, but don't bother and release relationships that are not mutual. And that's a sign that you're evolving in love. If you're not both coming towards each other, it just shouldn't interest you because that's unhealthy. So they don't have to, because you guys know like the toxic relationship advice online is like, have her chase you, ignore her, no contact, like make her beg, make her regret it, like getting into men's minds. And it's so sad because men are just alone and they feel like as a masculine they can't pursue a woman. Well, what do you expect them to do? Like pursue a man or just play video games? Like just get into, the P word? That's so sad. Like we're made to be loved. If a man that's his natural desire to go after a woman. But see, men, they've been wounded because maybe they went after a woman, but then it wasn't mutual. So then they got hurt and might have became bitter. Then here comes this movement with a bunch of men who are upset. Nah, you have to heal. But ladies, us too. If you didn't have your dad in the home or for whatever reason, there's countless reasons why, you might be going after a man, but it's not like mutual, or maybe you want it more than him, and that's unhealthy. So a sign you've been evolving in love is that you want an equal give and take relationship. Mutual. 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 I love you. I love you too. You're so handsome. Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so cute. Right? Like that. Mutual love. And that's beautiful. And that's what feels so good to us. And the right relationship for you is going to feel so healing. I like to call it a healing love, but it starts inside. Like, so when you start healing yourself, working on yourself consciously, it's just so beautiful. This is what we deserve, and we're here to grow. Like we can release shame, we can release guilt, the things we didn't know, the things that were not your fault. Like think about a little baby. Oh my gosh, it'll make me cry. Think about a little baby who's born into this world. Like her parents, maybe they didn't have they didn't know these things. So then that's why it's like patterns just repeat. And then you're programmed. Your brain's being molded from the time you're in your mama's womb until you're like 10 years old. You don't have any control over that. There's no gate blocking your mind. So the things you saw, the things you heard, and they're coming for you. But that's why we're each on a hero's journey to persevere. And I just love healing. If you have Virgo placements, you're the healer. You are concerned with cleansing. And if you're spiritual, it'd be on a soul level. So it's so beautiful. When you've been evolving in love, the sign you've been evolving in love is that you want something deeper. You're looking for a deeper connection, not just physical. And it's interesting because we're in the 3D. So yeah, most people, until you awaken spiritually, you're just seeing things through your two eyes. But then when you have an awakening, then you're seeing things through your third eye. You realize all these things that were hidden from us, God's living within us. Oh, we're here to evolve, to ascend. We're in different dimensions at once. Like all of these cool things spiritually. So of course, a sign you've been evolving in love is that you don't just want a physical connection. We're not just physical beings. We're spiritual. And you're looking for something deeper. So you want a spiritual connection as well. You want intimacy, emotional closeness, mental stimulation. And look at your placements. What are you into? And that's why it's beautiful to get to know yourself, because we're so unique and we're so different. Signs you've been evolving in love, you have your eyes wide open for your divine counterpart, because you know that it's a divine love. Like God made that kind of love, so it's going to suit you perfectly. Down to every cell in your body. They were made for you. You were made for each other. Your birth charts can reveal this, and it's so beautiful to study yourself. But yeah, even if you're not into astrology, or you're not into twin flames or soulmates even, but just something deeper. You want to make sure you're compatible and they excite you. You're attracted to them, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. They feel good to you. Their energy feels good to you. You feel safe with them, just deeper things. And if you're interested in deeper things, then this is a cool sign that you've been evolving in love. And it's so beautiful because I want you to keep these standards. Yeah, they seem high to the world, but that's because most people have zero standards. Their standard is if they look good, that works. And it's like, no, we need something more than that. Okay, so everybody looks good in their own way. So forget that. We need more than that. It's a sign, you know. Don't like, I guess I wanted to make this because I want you to like believe in love and know what you're worth and know what you deserve. It's possible, basically, when we work on ourselves and when we set our sights on these things and hold to it. Okay, we're releasing. Best believe when you're on a spiritual path, like when you're growing, when you're evolving, here comes your past trying to poke at you, trying to pull at you, because it's a test for you. Are you going to fall down? If you do, just like get back up and dust yourself off. Say no. Okay, boundaries. No, choose better for yourself, but it's on you. You have to want it. You have to choose better for you. No one can do it for you. It's your choice. What do you want for yourself? Know your worth. Okay, so another sign that you've been evolving in love is that you start to consider, is there a future with this person? Like, yes, be in the present moment, enjoy, let the connection evolve gradually. But like, I feel like this is a sign of maturity and just a sign that you've been evolving and you're like, is this somebody that I see myself with in the future? What about the future? Like, would they be a good parent? Do I trust them? You know, what's their character like? Do you see yourself growing old with them? Because if you don't, then it's kind of like, why are you wasting your time? You know, I saw this quote today that had something to do with like, I know the last part's like, I'm too old to be wasting time. I'm like, that's true. Like, that's true. Enjoy your life, but at the same time, a sign you've been evolving in love. Okay, is this somebody I want to build a future with? Am I interested in that? Do I see myself being with them long term? And this is something that's new for me, because for me, I was just, first of all, I didn't even care about relationships like that. I was maybe afraid of love or intimacy, and I just wasn't interested in those things. But we grow, we change, we evolve. And that's why this video, you know, this is why I want to share this with you. And it's beautiful. If you've been thinking like this, ooh, I see a future with them. Oh my God, what would it be like to live with them? To, you know, are we compatible? Could we work together? What are our temperaments like? Our energy like? Do I, you know, am I really in love? Basically, do I really want to? Can I see myself growing old with them and growing alongside them? Then it's a sign you've been evolving in love. You become more intentional. I remember when I was younger, it was more so like if I went to a party and somebody approached me, like we could exchange aims. Who remembers aim? A sign that you've been evolving in love is, instead of just, I guess, playing the field or just seeing what comes your way, which nothing is by accident, but you know you're evolving when you're like, you take the time to know yourself better, so then you consciously decide what it is you're looking for, what it is you will accept, what it is that sparks you, what, you know, tickles your fancy, what are you into? Like, for example, I realized that my Venus is an air sign. Okay, my twin flames Venus is probably an air sign, just saying. Why? Because personally, my unique soul imprint, that's what I'm into. Mental stimulation. I want to be, you know, I'm a sapiosexual. It can't just be they look good. I mean, they should look good too, but physical attraction, but I want someone the way I want them. It's not that I'm picky, it's that I know who I am. I'm clear on that. And so it's easier to know what would fulfill me on a deeper level. If your Venus is in, like, let's say Taurus, that means that you would want an earthy woman or an earthy guy, someone who's incredibly stable, who has their pentacles up, who's like very sensual. This is what you're gonna like. Maybe somebody who's wealthy. Actually, my cousin, her Venus is in Taurus. I'm like, oh, I already know the kind of man that you would like. And so that's why you want to study yourself more. But alignment and intention. This is a sign that you've been evolving in love. You're not just like going to the bar and just being like, oh, he's cute. That's what I'm saying. Like, you've been evolving. And I just feel like this is going to, like you won't be wasting your time or your precious energy, because I feel like when you're on a true self-love journey, you fall in love with yourself deeply, and we really value our me time, especially because we have to work, we have other responsibilities. So when you start loving up on yourself, that alone time feels real, real good. And you've been healing, you've cultivated this rich inner world, you're connected with the divine, miracles are pouring in, you're doing what you love. However you've crafted your life, maybe you're on some type of journey or path, maybe you're on your health journey, or you're, building your business, or, working towards your education, you're doing something, and that's beautiful. So don't like become unfocused, no distractions, basically. So if you think about being intentional, of course, love is a risk, but don't risk it on the wrong person. Don't waste your time. Don't give your energy. Don't squander it, especially your sexual energy. Y'all know how I feel about that. Like just because someone is cute or whatever, like, no, we don't have time for that. So you're whole and you're complete on your own, and make sure that you know what you're looking for, and it's someone that's going to add to your life. And also, you have something to offer them. So, like, the more you work on yourself, okay, you know who you are, you've cultivated love inside, your cup is overflowing, and now you have something to offer someone else of value, of substance. So, like, make sure it's the right person. And when you're thinking this way, these are signs you've been evolving in love. Not just anybody can get it, not just anybody can have you. You're exclusive. You're not for everybody. That's the whole point. Know your worth. People want to give you attention. That's not the same thing as love. And even physical intimacy. Some people can have sex, but they're not even in love. So have boundaries and make sure that you're aligned. Whatever you're into, this other person should be into it as well. I don't know, I just feel like that's what's gonna foster the most beautiful relationships, so that you can really bloom and be feeling good. And love is so sweet. Love is one of those things that I feel like that's one of the main reasons that we're here, is to experience love, not just with another, but with yourself, with the divine. We're all in communion at once, like the collective, nature, Gaia, everything is connected, collective, one consciousness. But when you find your person, and when you've been holding out for your person, and you start to open your heart because you feel safe to, that's just like, what can really compare to that? So it's so beautiful. And this is what I want for me. This is what I want for you and for all of us. Signs you've been evolving in love. So I hope this video helps you in some way. Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. What's a sign that you're evolving in love? What's something you're doing differently this year as we're moving into the year of the horse? Beware. You better let your past go. You better shed that skin. You better shed the skin, let it go. Don't bring it into your future, because the next part of this life, this next portion, this next era that we're all moving into is the year of the horse. So fast-paced movement, you're going to go. You're going to be on 10. So like, make sure you're in the right energy, surrounded by the right people. I'm sending you so much love, power, healing on your journey. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in my next video.